they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Gotti. And here we on 910 Sports TV once again. You know what I'm saying? We in the building, man. First and foremost, want to thank God for this opportunity on this glorious Sunday afternoon. We about to hear talk about this football. You know, my man Jacob the Great, whatever. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I hate to see that star behind him today, man. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed, upset with my boys today. Lord, I couldn't even watch the second half of the games, man. I was so mad. I ain't watched no 4 o'clock games that I was. You know what I mean? I started watching a movie or something. This year I was just between that and the Lakers last night losing to Denver again and getting the brakes beat off of. But we'll get into all that. What's going on, man? What's going on?
What up, man? What up, man? You know, football Sunday. Seen a few games this weekend, college and whatever, man. And you just gonna talk about the sports, man. Was just on Tori Nelson page. They was talking about football, so pretty great content on there. I'm glad to see her shining. Stuff like that. So that's dope.
Oh yeah, definitely. So basically, man, let's go to the first topic of the night.
Like we talked about earlier today, Paul, and how Dabo Sweeney and your coach and a few other coaches don't like his negative take about coaches and teams and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's part of football, man. If you ain't good, they gonna call you out and say that you ain't good. If you make a dumb decision while you coaching, they gonna call you out. But on another note, Ole Miss lost, Indiana lost.
Well, hold on now. Let's get into this whole the sports analyst backlash. Let's get into that a little bit.
Well, I mean, he been an analyst for probably before many people was born. This analyst right now. He old, man. Like man, he like 160 years old, still commentating.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, but Paul been commentating for a long time, man, on a lot of different sectors of sports. So I guess he say what he feel. You know how them older dudes is, like him and Mad Dog and people like that, man. Like when they have Rex Ryan on there, they say what they feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times it be true, but it just don't be kind of brought off into a positive way or just a way like he concerned. It's just like you hot garbage right now. You like, and why would you make that call and you been a coach for this amount of years? What are you doing? So what you think about Paul?
I remind me of Stuart Little every time I see him. That's what he remind me of. You know what I mean? The little what's it, little rat thingy? The little thingy. Yeah, that's what he remind me of every
I
time I
thought he
see him.
played on Star Trek.
Yeah, but I mean, Paul Feinbaum was one of them type of people where, like you say, he old school, and sometimes he be right, sometimes he be wrong, and I don't. You kill me when he coaches like Dion or like Dabo Sweeney or Kirby Smart complain about these analysts, but you don't say nothing when they praising you. When these coaches get praised by these analysts, oh, it's all good. But as soon as they have losing seasons or not winning at the high rate that they're losing rate they used to, and they start to get criticized, then they want to come down on the people that's talking about them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't handle losing because you so used to beating everybody, but now your team that came down to earth, and you get paid a lot of money. Dabo and them get paid a lot of money to be able to take the heat when they not winning. But like I told you before, Alabama, Georgia, all these teams are not going to dominate college football like they used to because of NIL and because of the transfer portal. Them days is over with. Now, especially now with the playoff system, we're gonna have new blood come in, and that's gonna take over the sport to a certain degree, or at least compete with the LSU's, the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Clemsons, and all these teams. So yeah, that's gonna be like that from moving forward. It's gonna be like college basketball, like March Madness. They might as well call it October or call it January Madness or whatever, because that's what it's about to be in college football moving forward. But that's just my whole thing. But I mean, like Paul Feinbaum is no different than Skip Bayless. He no different than Stephen A. Smith. He no different than Mad Dog Russo. He no different from Colin Cowherd. And Colin Cowherd is probably the most lightest out of all of them. If you call critics, he's probably the one that you kind of like dislike the most. But I know a lot of people don't like, Colin Cowherd and his
He boring. He boring, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
He boring, man. I feel like when he commentating, man, Hamlet or Shakespeare must be commentating sports. He boring, bro.
It ain't why he born. It's not because he born because of him. I think for some people he's acquired taste, but I think it's more because the way his platform is set up. Because if you look at everybody else's platform, they have like people that's like conversing with them the whole time. But he's just steady talking unless he has somebody coming on and he's interviewing, and he only let his sidekick talk when he wants to. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of weird part about it. That sidekick, whoever it was, whether it was J Mac, whether it was Joy Taylor, whether it was a couple other people he had on before that, he would only let his side talk when he wants them to talk. So that's what kind of makes his show a little, I guess, boring to people who were used to watching like a Skip Bayless and Stephen A. and shit, all these people go back and forth the whole 2 hours. I think that's what make it different and make it boring to some people. You know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, it is what it is. I don't sweat down on them folks. One person I really just didn't like at all was Skip Bayless. That's just, I felt like he was just too biased and he hated on too many players for the wrong reason. But other than that,
you ain't never like Skip?
no, I've never liked Skip Bayless ever, because I just think the way he just bashes players, and he built all his fame off of LeBron, Brady, and the Cowboys. So he built his brand off of three topics or whatever. And like even like with the LeBron hate, if it stayed within basketball, I was cool. But he dissects every tweet. He dissects everything that he does off the court. I'm just like, it's not about basketball. This is personal. When you start dissecting what the man doing at home, you know what I mean. That's why I just like, it's too much for me. You know what I mean. That's why I'm kind of glad. And he's trying to stay relevant by going on All the Smoke podcast. And I'm gonna say this before we move on. What's the name? Stephen Jack,
Jack.
are some hypocrites. And I'm gonna tell you why they hypocrites. Because when Shannon Sharp did that interview with Cat Williams, Stephen Jackson was one of the main people that was saying that Shannon Sharp was wrong and that he should have pushed back on Cat Williams more than what he did. If you watch their interview with Skip Bayless, and this is what I don't like about Stephen Jackson and Matt Barnes. They like little cackling little girls, high school girls. They'll sit there on the show and talk about somebody, and then as soon as they get that person on, they just whatever they say, they just go along with it. Even Marcellus Wiley showed that, oh well, maybe it was good they didn't push back on Skip Bayless. But when Skip Bayless is not on there, y'all got everything to say about him. Or y'all had when Isaiah Thomas was on there, they was all for Isaiah Thomas. But as soon as Charles Oakley came on there and was talking bad about Isaiah Thomas, they all, yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying? They like them go along to get along. Kwame Brown said that too. Kwame Brown said that Stephen Jackson and Matt Barnes is a part of the go along, get along game. And he right. If you watch their show, that's exactly what they are. They the go along to get along game. So, but that's all I really want to say about
So
it.
do you think Kwame Brown should have his own show?
Kwame Brown?
Yeah.
I mean, what he was doing on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, I think was good enough, but I think it kind of ran its course because you haven't seen him around in a minute. And think about with Kwame Brown. The only thing I like about Kwame Brown, he don't know how to let stuff go. You know what I mean? Like even when Gilbert Arenas apologized to him, he still kept trying to protect Gilbert. And I'm like, the man apologized to you. What else more you want the man to do? You know what I
I
mean? So
think I think Kwame Brown real still but hurt, bro.
yeah,
Like,
he is, but get over it, bro. Like it is what it.
he was in the league. He made good money. He was in the league 15, 16 years.
Yeah, that's why I said at the end of the day, he really, yeah, he was a but see the reason why. Let me say we're gonna take a quick break. Come right back. I'm gonna tell you what I feel about that. Hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, we back here on 910 Sports. So the reason why the thing I don't like about that whole bus when people call somebody a bus because they're only a bus because the people that the scouting team in sports, they the ones that predict and say where a person is supposed to go and how great they are. So if a person picked Kwame Brown and said that he was the top dog going into the NBA, who's wrong? Is Kwame Brown wrong or the NBA scouts wrong? So the NBA scouts is the one that got it wrong, not Kwame Brown. So Kwame Brown,
I don't really think they might never got it wrong, but I think once he got there, there was no how you say there was no development there to make sure that he would be great.
I mean, that could be the case, but all I'm saying is he still played 15 years. So he's not like he was like an Anthony Bennett, where Anthony Bennett played like 2-3 years, ended up in the G League, and he probably, I think he overseas playing right now. So he wasn't that bad of a number one draft pick. Or he wasn't like Sam Bowie, where basically he got hurt after the first couple of years, or Greg Oden, or somebody like
Man, Kwame Brown started with every team he played with. He started.
that. So Kwame Brown played at a high level. You know what I mean? Not he might not have played at a number one level, but he played decent enough where he shouldn't be called necessarily a bust in the NBA as far as according to the years he played, because he played a long time. He just was the number one guy on his team. But if you look at basketball now, how many of these guys are really great? Like how many guys actually, when I say great, contribute to winning? Look at K. Look at Jalen Green and some of these other guys. They good, but are they? But like, well, Houston's starting to win a little bit more now. But look at Cade Cunningham in Detroit. They've been garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like now they all right, but these players been garbage. These teams been garbage. So talk about contributing to winning. Like if you look at back in the 80s and 90s and some of the best drafts, like the one that Jordan came out in, or certain players like when Wade and Ron and all them came out, they teams contribute to winning. You know what I mean? But a lot of these top picks, they don't contribute. That's why when you see Dalton Connect hit the way he did, the reason why Dalton Connect is hitting, because he's an old school throwback type of way a player supposed to be developed. He went from his freshman year to his senior year, went through the trial and tribulation of a college athlete, and when he gets to the pro, he knows how to be a pro. If you take an 18, 19-year-old, I don't care what you do in life, if you're an 18, 19-year-old and you put him into a professional environment, he is not going to know how to act. The thing about it, okay, let me give you an example real quick. I was in the military. When I went into the military, I was 26, 27 years old. I'm in the military with a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds. You know how 18, 19-year-olds act when you give them freedom? They go wild. They act up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much discipline you get when you on that basic training and all that. Once you turn them loose, and you talking about school, because when you go to your schooling for your job, it's like stay in a dorm. So people gonna act up. I seen kids get kicked out of the military before they even got started because they still young. So they still gotta develop. Their brain is not developed.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna give $30-40 million, and you're gonna automatically just gonna understand how to play the game of basketball. And people criticize people like a LeBron or certain players, Giannis, whoever, and say, well, why they don't develop these young people. As soon as LeBron got to the Lakers, he didn't want Brandon Ingram. He didn't want them young guys. I ain't got time to be developing y'all. I'm 30 years old. I gotta win. I ain't got time to be sitting around trying to babysit these young boys. Man, So let them go somewhere else. Let them go to one of these sorry teams that they're not expecting to win. Let them go over there and they develop them. You know what I mean? When I was 20,
Johnson ain't got time to develop you no way. Cause,
huh?
cause Johnson ain't got time to develop nobody no way. Because he too busy making sure his brother get the other sneaker deal.
Well, I knew you were gonna say something crazy. I thought you were gonna say something else, but I said, "Oh
Nah,
Lord."
I ain't gonna say that. I wanted to. I wanted
Yeah,
to.
I see it in I see it in your face.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
it.
I wanted to, man. But I'm gonna let him breathe this time.
Yeah. But yeah, what's the next? What's the next topic, man? You got me all
Aaron
riled.
Rodgers said, now,
Lord have mercy.
Aaron Rodgers, the world famous Aaron Rodgers, says, I want to continue to play football, but I do not want to play for the New York Jets.
See, this is the bull job I be talking about right here. Aaron Rodgers. First of all, Aaron Rodgers is done. He needs to retire after this year. There shouldn't be no, I want to go play over here, over there. Sometimes it is what it is. When Brady was in his last year, he didn't look like the same Brady. Could he still get to a certain level? Yes. When Peyton Manning was done, he was done. When John Elway got towards the end of the road, he looked like he was at towards the end of the road. Dan Marino, it's a lot of players that was great their time when it was time to lay up the sneakers or whatever. It was over with. We could go down the line. Jordan, Kobe, Charles Barkley, Ewing, Shaq, all these players, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, all these players look old when it was time when Father Time is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? People like Brady and LeBron is not that's not normal for you to play into your 40s. That's just not normal. So at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers, for whatever reason, he barely can get the ball from the 10-yard to the 20-yard line on the throw. So if I would say at this point he need to retire. You know, it ain't got because them losing and him playing the way he playing really has nothing to do with the plays they calling as far as the offensive coordinator, has nothing to do with the culture. It has to do because he's washed at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They don't think about it, they don't brought everybody they brought in everybody they brought in on the offensive side of the ball because of Aaron Rodgers. They brought in Randall Cobb. They brought in Devontae Adams. They brought in I think it was some other players. So they brought everything they've done has been for Aaron
Randy
Rodgers.
Cobb, Devontae Adams, Adam Lazar.
Exactly, and they still can't win. So at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's done. When it's done, it's done. When it's over with, it's over with. Like, they went like when Brady went to Tampa and he wanted certain players and they brought them over. They won. It contributed to win. And think about it, Aaron Rodgers ain't won a Super Bowl since 2010. So why do they expect all of a sudden he won't come over there and was going to win? Now I was the one that said they might vision. That's just because I'm not, Miami. Miami done proved to me they can't win cold weather, and New England is New England at this point. And Buffalo, I'm just not a true believer of Josh. I mean, I think this year he kind of proven himself a little bit more to me that he's a little bit better. But all this, the way they be Josh Allen up, I be like, man, I still got to see it in the playoffs. I ain't sold on Josh Allen like that. I'm just, you know what I mean? That's just me. You know what I mean? Like all this, oh, he got this great arm here. And then last week they overhyped the whole thing. Oh, he made the best play of the year when he made that run in the end zone. Really? So you're gonna tell me all these plays that have been made throughout the year, the Hail Mary, the Saquon Barkley play, all these plays that are made throughout the whole year, just because they was playing the Chiefs and it's Josh Allen, his run in the end zone, that 20-yard run was the best play of the year. Okay.
Bro,
Yep.
I just didn't realize that Matthew Stafford got drafted in 2009, bro.
Yeah, he seemed like he old for some reason. I don't know. It seemed like he way.
Listen, bro, it's
Well,
2024, and you got drafted in 2009, number one pick for Detroit in 2009. Bro, I ain't know he been playing football that long, man. I ain't realized that. Man, he been
oh, you
playing
said
football long.
somebody else.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
yeah,
You
man.
said, when you
He
said
been playing
Matthew,
football.
I'm thinking about Jared. Is it Jared Goff? Because Jared
Yeah,
Goff was the one.
he been playing football a long time, bro.
Yeah. You're right. It's still good. Yeah, I was thinking about when you said it. I was thinking about Jared Goff because Jared
Yeah,
Goff is only like 28. Him and
yeah,
like
yeah,
Sam.
yeah.
It's like Sam Donald been around forever. Like Sam Donald, like
But Sam Donald came in the league. He was 20 years old.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like Sam Donald been through a lot. Cause I'm like for him to just when he kind of balling out this year, and I'm like, seem like Sam Darnold like 30, like he up there with the rest of them, like with Stafford, like he 35 years old. You know, and he only 20, so he really only in his prime. If you think about it, Sam Darnold technically only supposed to just not be getting good anyway.
Yeah,
So it's not,
this is eighth year in the league.
yeah. So technically, he's really supposed to just see. Oh, this is what kills me. We're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna tell you what kills me about football, about quarterbacks in the NFL that bothers the heck out of me, or whatever. We're gonna come right back. Okay, we back here on 910 Sports. This is what bothers me about NFL coaches and the way the whole culture of the NFL. Back in the day, when a player came in the league, any I don't care what position you play, you was not supposed to dominate. You were not expected to dominate your first year. You were supposed to come in, especially as a quarterback, learn behind the starter. I don't care if the starter was average. Let's just say you had somebody like Jacoby Brissett back in the day, and he's your starting quarterback. You're supposed to come behind him for maybe a year, maybe even two, learn the game, and then get thrown out there maybe your second or third year. You don't
Sort
see
of, sort of like how Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brent Favre for 3 years.
exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. Like all this players come in, get thrown out there day one, and then when they, like Jaden Daniels, he had all this success at the beginning of the season. Now he's kind of hit a wall, and I've seen somebody say, "Oh, they need to get rid of Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury." After 12, hold on. First of all, the man played 12 games in the NFL. Secondly, he's a rookie. He's gonna have those up and downs as a rookie. So I don't understand why y'all expect players to come in here, even if they had a great start. Y'all expect these players to come in, even like C.J. Stroud. After last year to this year, C.J. Stroud kind of hit his wall this year. Almost seemed like he kind of
And
hit like.
and and speaking, you say that Dak hit that brick wall. You know why? When Dak first came in the league, they throwed him out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Next year, throw him out there, he got hurt, went to A&A, and like I just think when it comes to Dak, man, just don't think that the Cowboys the wrong team for him. If you ask me, I would never have to re-sign that contract with them. Never.
Well, remember I told you that at the end of the day that Dak Prescott should have left when he could. He should have left and went somewhere else because I just feel like at the end of the day that sometimes you need a new start. Sometimes it's like you got a job, and even sometimes you stay with the thing, you go to a different branch, different store. I think that's
Hmm.
what Dak needed. He needed a new start because all that pressure on him in Dallas is too much, especially when you're dealing with like Jerry, who basically is not going to think about what Dak. Dak has to have a certain type of talent around him, and you keep pulling away from the talent. You know what I'm saying? It's affecting his game because he needs those players around him. He needed that Michael Gallup. He needed that the CD Lamb. He needed other players that around him to win or whatever. He's not one of them type of. He's not like a Patrick Mahomes where he can win despite having a lot of talent or Tom Brady. He's not the type of quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So and then when they lose, all the blame is put on him. And I'm just like, did you see the defense give up 35 points? Did let's just say Dallas would have lost today. Did you see the kicker? The kicking game get what I'm saying? Like that was the craziest game I've seen all year with the way everything was going with the block kicks and the missed field goals and the crazy play we had at the end and all that, and then we missed an extra point and two extra points, and that game was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That game was crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like we put too much emphasis on rookie quarterbacks winning off the rip. Hold on, we got a comment. Let me see what my brother's saying right here. He's saying NFL really has development problem with QB. Carolina doing Bryce Young. Yeah, Bryce Young, because the reason why I feel sorry for Bryce Young, my brother, and thank you for coming on, Jeff Brown. The reason why I feel bad for Bryce Young, because Bryce Young doesn't have any talent around him.
No.
And you can't win in the NFL if you don't have talent around you, especially as a rookie coming in. Like Caleb Williams is different because they kind of set him up for success this year, and for whatever reason, it's not working. So I can blame that almost on a coach in that situation because they're not using Caleb Williams right. But in Carolina, he came in behind the 8 ball because you can't even name me a receiver on that team. Who the number one receiver?
I think the number one receiver name is William Fruity Pebble.
But I'm just saying, even if you could name the number one receiver for Carolina, where would you rank? Where would he be ranked for receiver?
And then don't nobody want to go play for them
Because of the owner. Because of the owner. That's what we was dealing with before we got new ownership. Nobody wanted to come to Washington, but now everybody want to come because of ownership and management. But like I said, we went from 4-13. Now we 7-5. Let's just say we win 2-3 more games this year, make the playoffs or not. We've already won this year because
y'all gonna win. I can see y'all winning at least 11 to 12 ball games this year.
Nah, we gonna get to that because we still got.
I can't look, man. What y'all? It's still about 6 more games to be played.
We got 5 more games. We 7-5. I'm gonna say 3-2. I'm hoping that we beat the Saints. We got the Saints, the Falcons. We got the Cowboys again, the Eagles. We got somebody else in there. So I'm thinking we can get to 10-7. 10-7 may get us in the playoff just because we don't really have just because the way the NFC is set up right now, everybody losing. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, Jeff. You're right.
Right. But I don't know how and the crazy thing about Green Bay don't have ownership.
No.
The city, the people, the citizens actually own. You know what I'm saying? They just have management or whatever, but they don't have actual owner of the team, which is I don't even know how they able to pull that off. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. That's the only team.
But it's been working, and it's proven that it's working.
Yeah.
You know, and then Mike McCarthy running that old ass West Coast offense, man. You running a offense that Bill Walsh ran when he was 22.
Yeah. But Bill, well, you're gonna get your wish this year because, like you said, unless the Cowboys could make a.
But who Jerry gonna hire? Dill ain't coming, and you not gonna tell Bill Belichick what to do.
No,
you can't tell Bill Cowher what to do. Tony Dungy definitely ain't coming because his name was called. Like who you gonna bring? Who gonna come? Willie John Deere gonna coach? Who coming?
Willie John Deere. I don't know. I mean, what's killing me about that whole thing? All week long I've been hearing that Deion coming to Dallas. And I'm just like, hold on. Deion got the number 2 quarterback in college. Why would he walk away from that now? And he got the number 2. You know how bad it'll make Deion look if everybody want him to go to Dallas like it's a foregone conclusion. I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Like it would not only like Deion don't take me for the type that go into your. Let's say he came to your house and you had a son, and he recruiting your son, and think about your mom and your sister being there, and he telling you all these good things about how he gonna look out for your son, how he gonna be a father figure, and he gonna make sure he get the best education. And the whole time in the back of his mind, he thinking, boy, Dallas coming with that right bag, I'm gone. Now, I will say this. if he go if that quarterback is coming, I think Deion will play with him for maybe 1 year, like, and then maybe dip, whether it's to the NFL or they'll even go to a college team together, like he did with Travis and like he did with Shador and Shiloh, where he was at Jackson State, and then Florida, let's just say Florida State or when them SEC teams come a calling, then he may go to that quarterback and say, listen, I'm going over here to Texas A&M, or I'm going to Auburn or Florida State. You want to come? You know what I'm saying? I
don't think Dion gonna leave Colorado no time soon, though, man.
But I just don't see, and everybody. Oh, I'm like, have y'all talked to Dion? Dion said flat out on TV last week he was not going to the NFL. He said over the last 2 years he don't like the way that players act in the NFL. So you really think after all of that he really gonna go to the NFL after he pretty much done bashed the NFL players, and at the same time, I just don't look at him in that, like the whole Jackson State thing. I think people criticize him for it, but I always said he turned that program around and he put eyes on HBCUs. I said, if you think about it, they got HBCUs pretty much got a whole contract now with ESPN where they show HBCU game almost every week now. You know what I'm saying? So that's because of Dion. So for people get mad all they want, but
I
that's
was watching Bethune-Cookman in Florida A&M last night.
yeah, exactly. So we'll be right back here on 910 Sports to continue these conversations. Okay, we back here on 910 Sports TV. So what else you want to talk about? And if you don't have nothing, I got
next order of business. Will Cam Ward have some help to get him through the stretch of the playoffs? Because Miami will make the playoffs. Or does he have to continue to be Superman?
you gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna say this. Yesterday, I was actually pleasantly surprised and pleased by my Miami Hurricanes defense yesterday, because early on they gave up a big run or whatever and a kickoff return early on. That was more special teams, and then they gave up a big play. But in the second half, they shut who was he playing? I forgot. We was playing yesterday. They shut them boys down in the second half of the game. So they only scored. They had 14 at the half. If I can remember who they was playing, it's gonna come to me in a minute. But they had 14 at the half.
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
No.
They have 14 at the half, and they're running. They got a real good running back over there on Wake Forest. I think his name Claiborne, I think. And in the second half, they shut him down, and then they offense picked up. So they end up going from up 20-14 to end up winning 42-14, and did not allow. They only allowed maybe it was some number like 17 yards in the second half for a minute there. Like I don't think they ever got to like 50 yards in the second half worth of offense. Wake Forest, and Wake Forest is not no terrible team. They pretty decent. They straight. So I was like, okay, so I think if Miami can play that way against Syracuse, we'll know more next week. And then depending on how they go against whoever, it'll probably be SMU. So this is the thing. If Miami wins out, they win beat Syracuse. They win next week, they automatically play SMU for the championship. If they lose, Clemson will play SMU in the championship game. So that's kind of what we kind of control our own destiny at this point.
Okay.
So Jeff Brown said Kellen Moore to Dallas. Jerry don't want a real head coach. Yeah, that could be a possibility bringing Kellen Moore back.
Maybe. So, with that being said about Cam Ward now, I'm going to talk about two things. Is Ohio State the most explosive offense in college football?
Ohio State?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I can't. Listen, man. Listen. I didn't really know that them three wideouts was that great that they got on Ohio State, man. And I didn't really understand about that 3 rotation running back system they got, bro. They explosive, man. I ain't maybe not the most, but they really explosive. And another topic is the black coach from Notre Dame is a great coach, but he never get highlighted. They only lost one game. They should have
Mm-hmm.
lost that one. So why? Like I remember me growing up, Notre Dame always got highlighted. You
Yeah.
know, no matter what. Um, I know the program ain't went down. So why don't you think he get talked about a lot?
Well, you know why? Because first of all, Notre Dame got highlighted a lot back in the day because of their coach Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz was really what they was highlighting more than they was highlighting Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? And because think about college football, once you win like one championship, it's like you put yourself on a different atmosphere, a different category of coach. And Lou Holtz and them had was winning at a high clip back in the days. But
Yeah.
if you look at the game over the last several years, Notre Dame, they'll get themselves sometime to the Final Four and then they get the brakes beat off of them, or they'll lose right before they get or whatever. And I think a lot of people hate on Notre Dame too because they look at Notre Dame as actually being unfair playing field. Where if you look at every other big time school, they're in a conference, so they got to play a conference championship. Notre Dame is the only school that's considered a big time program that
That's
gets away
independent.
that playing being independent. And to me, I think everybody look at them kind of almost like the black. Like, how dare you, be able to do this? And we gotta go through all we gotta go through to get to the playoffs, and you could be an independent team or whatever the way you are. So I think, and Notre Dame not the sexy pick no more. Like who have been in South Bend? Ain't nothing in South Bend. Ain't nothing in South Bend but Notre Dame. That's it. Ain't nothing else there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else there. So they not the sexy pick. Like no, like for them to even get for Notre Dame to still be decent right now is incredible. Because I'm just like, if I was a college kid, ain't nowhere in the world I want to live in no South Bend.
But I don't know, man. Like their legacy when it comes to college football, they still recruit a lot of good kids.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's crazy to me they still can get players like that, but that's gonna change too. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. All this top teams, Georgia, Alabama, they are not gonna keep getting everybody because one, players not gonna wait for one, and two, I'm gonna go somewhere where I'll either be closer to home, be in an environment or culture where I can be able to when I'm off campus, I can move around a little bit more, or get with a coach that's like on a like. Don't be surprised if Prime stay in college football. Now they can become a juggernaut if he stays in college football because
Breaking news though, Icon. You heard it first.
huh?
The transfer pool is about to get strict. You're only gonna be able to transfer one time. Watch what I tell you. It's coming.
But
It's been too many complaints from coaches, the alumni boards of these schools. This transfer pool, they say, is getting out of hand, and they say you're not going to be able to transfer 3 or 4 times. You're only going to be able to transfer one time, and that's it.
it should be because think about it. If I'm a booster and I'm paying somebody millions of dollars and you leave after 1 year, I'm gonna have a problem with that. You right, you dang Skippy. Because I feel like if I put it to you like this, if you a top player in the country and I give you as a booster and I give you 3, 4, 5 million dollars, like I forgot who it was, I think the number one player in college football coming out or whatever, in high school coming out. I think he got like a 8-figure deal. If
Yeah.
I give you $10 million, I need to get at least 2 years out. Whatever your eligibility time is up, you can't transfer. Now, if you one of these players that basically ain't getting no bag like that, that's one thing. But I think at this point, if these players are gonna get paid, they need to start signing contracts. It's just like
I
a contract. Yeah,
I just think it's got too out of hand, Icon. I think
huh?
the transfer pool is way out of hand now, bro. To
Yeah, I
give
don't
an
hate.
eight to give an 18-year-old 7, 8, 9, $10 million, and to think that he's gonna listen to you, it's crazy to me.
That's why they need contracts to say if I give you this money, then you got to stay them 3 years. Like so, if you don't get on the field, that ain't my problem. You know what I'm saying? But the end, or you know how it's gonna be. if a player get $8 million deal, then of course they're gonna be going, hey, yeah, he got to get out there. He got to get on the field. He got to get on the court. Nah, ain't no whatever. That's what's gonna push. Now that's what will push coaches, old school coaches, out of the way, because they're not gonna want to deal with a booster and the president of the school telling them, well, if we pay these players this kind of money, they got to see the court, got to see the field.
I
But
can
all
see
this thing
Nick
going on,
already Nick already retired. I can see Dabo retired. I can
Kirby.
see George Kirby retired. It's a whole lot of coaches I can see. If that transfer portal go the way you just said, bro. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying they gonna do it, but
But I
that
say
would be,
if it does though.
yeah, that would be my thought if I'm players money, if they, because the athletes want to get treated like professionals, we treat them like professionals. If you want to
Yeah.
get treated like, I tell my kids all the time, you want to be grown and act like you grown. So if these players want to be treated like they grown and want to come into this thing and get all this money, okay, I tell you what, I give you this $10 million, but you got to give me at least 2 year commitment. You can't just bounce at the first sign of you not getting on the field of the court, because that means
Right.
you ain't doing your part. It ain't my fault you doing your part, because if you doing your part and you the number one player like you think you are, you'll get on that field of that court. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not who you say you are, because you don't want coming to me asking me for this money, that kind of money. So if I give you that kind of money, then I need you to put on the field of the court. If you can't, then I need to get my money back. That's what be my thing. That should be the thing. If you can't get on that field of that court, then I need to get some of this bread back then.
Yeah.
You need money back. But anyway, we're gonna take this last break. We'll be right back. All right, we back. We back here on 910 Sports. Shout out to Zeno FM, all the countries across the world. We just gonna say all 191 of them today. You know what I'm saying? It's all of them. So this is gonna be our last show until for a couple of weeks. We're gonna take a break next week, or whatever, for the holidays, or whatever. So this will be our last show for until like December 6th, 7th, some of that time frame. So I appreciate everybody else giving us all the support and the love. Shout out to our girl Tiffany Real, Independent Chicks, Entertainment, all them folks out there. So this is basically where we at with it. But I'm gonna say this. I ain't really trying to really go into it, but I said, I put a post up earlier saying that people create their own narrative, call it the truth, and we're probably the next episode, if we don't have their own, and I may even get on my Facebook this week and talk about it more in depth. But I want to talk about how we create these narratives of different people and folks that we call our heroes. Not true. You know what I mean? Because I told you I'm gonna finally have that. We're gonna finally have that debate. But I want to get a few people when we have that Kobe, LeBron, Jordan debate. I want to have it one last time to be done with. Like one last. Let's just get it out in the open, everybody. Because I guarantee you, I don't care who you are. If you're gonna be real with me, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care who you are. No matter who come on this show, and whatever you ask me, I can give you a reason why you whatever you saying is true about LeBron, about Kobe, about Jordan. I can give you little
all all
things
all I'm gonna say that is this
about
is
each
mine.
one.
That every player that I know that play in the league that came in after Mike, they ain't never say, I want to be like Magic. They said sometime I dream that he is me. They want to be like Mike, man. Man, listen, man, listen, man, listen. No matter how we look at it, man. If you had a basketball in your hand and you went on that court, man,
But that ain't true, right?
that is true, bro. That is true.
You talking about a song that somebody else made up. But when I grew up, it's a lot of people that want to be Magic. It's a lot of people that wanted to be Dr. J. It's this whole thing of nobody want to be this person. You can't base it off of a commercial. You know what I'm
I'm not
saying? Like,
basing it off a commercial. I'm just saying, for me, nobody. When Mike was playing, man, even people who didn't like Mike, wasn't a fan. They might was a fan of Magic, of Isaiah, of Barkley. They were still glued to the TV because it was Mike.
They were glued to the TV, but I remember people hating on Jordan when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I was the biggest Michael Jordan fan. People that know me knew that at that time. But I'm a realist at the same time. During that time, people hated on Jordan. They try to
They
act like
did. They did. They did.
hated Jordan. You know what I'm saying? All this, everybody act like they love Jordan forever. No, just like the whole Kobe thing. I know we can't really get into it today, but like the whole Kobe thing. Most of these people did not love Kobe till he died.
They hate on Kobe. They Kobe, when he played, he was probably the most hated player in the NBA.
Exactly. So all these fake players, most of the players are fake. Now I ain't even really talking about the fans. The players that played with Kobe, fake hell. Because most of them could not stand Kobe. And as soon as he died, and Kobe this and Kobe that. Even Shaq full of S. Because Shaq, all this time, Shaq had always throwing shots. As soon as Kobe died, he out here the best of friends. No, don't give me that. Anyway, man, look, you know what? I can go on and on. We'll get into it next week, man. We out of here.
Peace.
I get all riled up for no reason.
Don't get riled up, man. Don't blow no blood vessels. Don't get riled up. We'll talk about it.
Riled up over this. All right, man. We out of here, man. See y'all next.
Peace.
Peace.